Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. ISO 20022, let's do it, pointing this out, okay? Despite XRP being the 8th most popular digital asset, okay, the XRP USD pair is actually ranked 5th amongst popular trading pairs. So that's an interesting metric that I think should be noticed by not just XRP holders, but by the crypto community at large. 5th most popular trading pair, obviously following Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I guess some others here. Respondents who trade digital assets selected their preferred currency pairs. The top 5 are shown in figure 9. So here we go. Top 5 is, okay, so it's actually number 3 in terms of USD pairings, which I think is important to note because people, traders, retail, whether it's institutions or retail, want to eventually cash out to fiat. And so I guess the top 1, Bitcoin, Ethereum, number 2, XRP to USD is number 3, and then we've got the BTC to USDT tether. That's on the list too. And Ethereum to BTC is another currency pair that I don't know why anybody would want to trade from Ethereum to Bitcoin or vice versa. Doesn't really make sense to me. However, everybody's got their own trading style. Down here it says, despite XRP being ranked as the 8th most popular digital asset, XRP to USD was actually ranked 5th on the list. So a very interesting metric, and I think a very important metric to be paying attention to once this market really does start to ramp up. Again, guys, we are just in the beginning of this, and Bitcoin is, currently on a tear, I guess, calming down at the moment, depending on when you're watching this video. But as of the time of this recording, we have not actually printed a new all-time high. 42,400 was that high for Bitcoin. And excuse me, I didn't mean all-time high, I meant inter-year high. So that's where we're at now for Bitcoin. But I think this speaks volumes. I think, because XRP is so fast, and notice the other cryptos on this list, Bitcoin and Ethereum, both proof of work coins, both slower in terms of blockchain functionality. So, what cryptocurrency is going to get you in and out of your fiat quickly? Boom, XRP, of course. And it's one of the most liquid altcoins here too. It's one of the top on the list, number 5 right now, number 4 if you exclude Tether, and it's close to Binance Coin's market cap. So at any point, I could see XRP flipping BNB coin. It did flip Ethereum in 2017, 2018, so stay tuned, guys. Crypto sentiment in the US is lightening up too. This is the latest indication of Gary Gensler's demise. This one courtesy of XRP Drops here on Twitter. When an artist makes fun of him at an actual event, an official event like this, Policy Summit 2023 in Washington, D.C., and the crowd laughs at it, well, what does that tell you?
Every day is a new day in Gary Gensler's SEC. Oh, the regulatory equivalent of George Santa with an etch-a-sketch. Hey, I did not make up that line, okay? With an etch-a-sketch instead of policy.
And guys, this is being laughed at and applauded at this official blockchain summit event. I think it's very clear that Gary Gensler is enemy number 1 of the crypto industry in the United States, and of course that branches out too, right? Because what happens in the U.S. does eventually affect the rest of the world. So this is the kind of thing that's now happening. I think it's a lot easier to make fun of Gary Gensler now that Ripple has won the case and set a precedent for crypto regulations, at least for certain cryptocurrencies in the US. Anyway, wanted to thank XRP Drops for posting that. We have gotten some more positive news from the Ripple camp. Ripple has now cited XRP's role in an estimated $2.7 trillion market opportunity in Africa's fintech space. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here. The renowned American crypto payments firm Ripple has highlighted the role of XRP in an estimated $2.7 trillion fintech market in Africa. I've always said the African market is very fertile for opportunity. Ripple spotlighted XRP's place in the projected market in a recent study assessing fresh revenue streams via efficient payment systems across Africa. And guys, here's a quote, an official quote from Ripple. With promising fintech growth and increasing customer demand for digital banking, Africa represents a bright opportunity for the finance sector. Discover the estimated $2.7 trillion market opportunity in our new Fast Payments into Africa quick guide. So I've got the quick guide up here. If you guys are interested, I will link all of this in the description of the video. It is just a download away. Really, I don't want to focus on the details too much, but even just that market opportunity to provide liquidity and instant payments to the continent of Africa, a continent that has for years, decades, centuries, has been underbanked and unbanked in some cases. Furthermore, it highlighted that there has been a significant surge in African fintechs focused on payments in recent years. So, for example, they talk about more cost-effective and accessible financial services in countries like Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Egypt, and Ghana are leading in the forefront in this payment revolution. So some of the more developed African countries. Additionally, Ripple made an illustration with Nigeria, a country where 73% of adults own mobile phones. It argued that despite widespread mobile usage, credit card usage remains low, below 5%. According to the payment firm, the situation creates a significant gap that the financial services industry must address. So they're finding really good opportunities, like I said, very good opportunities to service so many African people, because let's not forget the continent has a lot of people too. What's the population in Africa? Let's look that up real quickly. Population of Africa. Wow, 1.216 billion people, and that was 2016 numbers. So chances are the numbers are even higher today. So a huge population. We know about the On-Afrique connection, linking 400 million mobile wallets and managing over 800 payment corridors across 35 African countries. So we know RippleNet already permeating a large portion of Africa, and even through companies like Flutterwave is just one example. These companies have been partnered with Ripple for years now, and are working on their niche markets too to support instant payments in Africa. So huge report here, $2.7 trillion market opportunity, and Ripple is at the forefront of that. Wanted to thank Michael Branch for posting that. Some more interesting news here with regards to more developments on the XRP ledger. This one courtesy of Panos on Twitter. Inheriti, world's first decentralized and patented data backup and inheritance solution, is coming to the XRP ledger. So, your rich parents have a few properties or a house or whatever, tons of money that they want to inherit down to you. Well, you can do this over the XRP ledger. Inheriti offers unrivaled security in the management and transfer of the access to digital assets, NFTs, social media accounts, and digital data. So it's going to be tokenizing. It sounds like it's going to be tokenizing all kinds of things, not just, the traditional things you would think of, like real estate or cash. This was a post from Inheriti, just to kind of give you guys a sense of what they do. This is from a few months ago. In crypto, everyone knows the importance of safeguarding private keys and seed phrases, yet most fail to do it and have their data constantly at risk. So what's the added value of Inheriti here? On shaping the future of digital inheritance and encrypted data backups, you can imagine the superpower to split any data you wish to protect into multiple encrypted shares that are unreadable on their own, but reveal the data when it's put back together. That's exactly the magic of Inheriti. That's what it offers without even reading or having access to the data. So I guess the other thing is too, you don't want necessarily everybody to know your elderly parents' business. So you put it on the blockchain, it is encrypted, and then from there, it can be dispersed to how many ever people you want it to be dispersed to, whether it's siblings or other family members, and you can allocate, percentages on the blockchain using smart contracts very easily. After you enter your secret data, Inheriti will split the data into unreadable secrets. Okay, so it gives you guys some idea of how this works. And then they work their magic. Your data is encrypted, decentralized, and stored in a 3-layer topology, including cold storage and blockchain. This is the most secure and quantum-resistant method imaginable. It ensures ultimate protection, granting peace of mind like never before. So it just gives you guys more information here about Inheriti. I thought this was kind of cool. So I will link this in the description if you want to read more. But wanted to thank Panos here just for mentioning that. More development on the XRP ledger. This is where the market's going, guys. New verticals for Ripple. I mean, they've already said they're moving away from payments, and not so much moving away, but kind of now focusing, now that they've kind of mastered payments. I want to almost say that they've mastered payments. They want to focus on different verticals because, these are things that are really going to get more utility driven to, cryptocurrencies like the XRP, if it is coming to the XRP ledger, to XRP and beyond. So Mason here also mentioning this with regards to HBAR. Now, HBAR, guys, one of those cryptocurrencies in my legacy portfolio, and very happy that it is. It was one of those cryptocurrencies that I bought right down here when the market was at its bottom, right before that uptick. I bought it in late December 2022, and it did see a significant rise back in February. Now just kind of hovering in and around the 6-cent range, but another big mover, and I think a really good opportunity here for real-world adoption too. So Envision Blockchain has collaborated with the HBAR Foundation to make a new platform for carbon markets. And as you guys know, you probably realize tokenization of carbon markets are going to be, a really hot utility for blockchain and DLT technology. So here's the 411. In 2023, United Nations Climate Change Conference was also known as COP28. saw several new initiatives aimed at innovation to fight against climate change and streamlining the complex carbon credit market, among a sea of announcements, new partnerships, Envision Blockchain, a collaboration with HBAR Foundation, and Swirled Labs. They announced a new open source managed Guardian service platform focused on digitized and digital measurement, reporting, and verification systems for carbon markets. So we've heard about the XRPL also dabbling in carbon markets. Well, guys, HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, a new project here, also doing the same kind of thing. So collaboration with the UN Climate Change Global Initiative Hub. The platform offers a suite of features, including artificial intelligence and guided search features for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change's Clean Development Mechanism, methodology library, and other standard registries across the carbon market industry. So, they go on more down here about this, but, really just wanted to point out the fact that there are going to be coins that pump this cycle. There are going to be coins that have real world utility. And so, we hear about this kind of news and we wonder, which coin should I get into? There's thousands, tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. And this time around, the last bull run, I was heavily weighted in XRP. I made a few trades. I made some money, but, held a large portion, and I feel like I held too much cryptocurrency and did not trade based on what I thought was going to happen. Well, guys, this time around, I'm doing something a bit different. And for my patrons, I am sharing that journey. So I have diversified into other cryptos, and I still do think there is time. I still do think, once we do see that Bitcoin bull run retrace, there could be time to pick up some more. So only $5 a month. If you guys are interested in following my crypto journey, I'm going to be talking about my XRP exit targets on top of, the $10,000 plus portfolio, plus all my legacy cryptos too, like my Bitcoin, my HBAR, my Solana, my Algorand. Those are cryptocurrencies that I have talked about on this channel, but I do have another portfolio with other cryptocurrencies that I see as being potential high flyers this coming bull run. So if you guys are interested, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel is where you have to navigate to. I think it's pretty much a no-brainer at this point. Real XRP boy here mentioning this. So much noise out there. All we have to do is sit back and relax. Listen to this.
Is there anything that you would like to speak to specifically or kind of highlight, just drawing from maybe some examples of businesses using Ripple?
It's a very exciting time. I've been with the company for about 3.5 years. Definitely a lot of work that went into our solution before my arrival for sure. But what we've seen sort of at a global level is on the regulatory front, increasing clarity in many different markets around the world. So basically removing some barriers in the minds of institutional customers as to whether, blockchain and crypto is a sort of a safe space to operate. So I think that trend, is going to continue, which is very exciting. We've seen with that, sort of in lockstep with that, we've seen institutional adoption go way up. So big names, Stripe, Amazon, Visa, MasterCard, all going public with various crypto strategies. I think that's going to embolden additional waves of institutional customers, and so we're very excited to be there with open arms to help them with our solution.
So more institutional adoption coming down the pike. I guess I should have said, this is Aaron Sears, the managing director for Ripple in the Americas. And, they're just kind of, waiting for the real world adoption to occur. Of course, once we do see that adoption, we are going to see more demand for the cryptocurrencies that solve problems. And guys, this is why I'm diversifying in this crypto bull run. I am keeping those cryptocurrencies that solve problems, at least a portion of them on the back end, going to trade them for high prices. But, it's about finding that ratio. How much do I sell now? How much do I keep for the long term? So I'm going to be letting my patrons know about my selling targets and my price points, the percentages. And I'm hoping today that I can get out that resource to help my Patreon subscribers plan for this crypto bull run. Oh yeah, all kinds of fun goodies over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Also working on a live Q&A session because I don't do too many YouTube live. I've never done a YouTube live, but I am looking into that. Still want to schedule some time to do that. So wanted to thank Real XRP Boy for this. The crypto bull run in full swing. We're also seeing, PWC, they're reporting in 2023. So this is brand new. Crypto Report states that 93% of crypto market hedge funds expect the capitalization of the crypto market to be higher at the end of 2023. So note this, guys. This is a report from CoinShares, PWC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they are saying this, the executive summary. So despite the underlying volatility and broad decline of crypto asset valuations over the course of 2022, crypto hedge funds remain popular investment vehicles for investors seeking exposure to the crypto asset market. Part 1 of this report examines the current state and evolution of the crypto hedge fund landscape over the past year, our analysis focuses on how the fallout from last year's events are impacting market participants and whether this is changing their needs and behaviors. And here they outline some of these things. But guys, check this out right down here. Looking ahead, we note that 93%, an overwhelming majority of crypto hedge funds, expect the capitalization of crypto asset market to be higher by the end of 2023 than at the end of 2022. Well, we know it's already doing fairly well. Crypto market right now at 1.53 trillion. Of course, you guys can see the greed is commensurate with that. And they're suggesting that, I guess, Bitcoin's got to go higher for that to occur. So I guess they're also one of those organizations suggesting that we are going to see even higher Bitcoin prices by the end of 2023. So has the train left the station? This one is from Chad Steingraber here just now. The claim and countdown with Charles V. Payne. They're seeing the train leave the station and they don't want to be left behind.
All right, so on any given day, it's really kind of hard to figure out or pinpoint what moves cryptocurrency, right? In particular, Bitcoin. But lately, it does seem like all the stars have aligned and a whole lot of folks are now jumping on the bandwagon. Last week, for instance, not last night, rather, Kathy Wood tweeted, U.S. Space Force major urging the Department of Defense to adopt Bitcoin. Of course, there was that major election in Argentina. And legal convictions, right, of some of these really serious bad actors around Bitcoin all seem to have played a major role. Then, of course, there's this fading appeal of would-be central bank digital currencies. It's all created this impression that, well, this really, it's not just an impression. We can see this sort of sale, a wind in the sails. The question, of course, is where does it go from here? Where does this current Bitcoin rally go? I'm going to bring in out Chamber of Digital Commerce founder, CEO, Perry-Ann Boring. All right, Perry-Ann, I want to begin with the efforts of the government to derail Bitcoin, these central bank digital currencies. I'm reading now more and more of them are saying they're failing, that they can't live up to the hype, and there's no interest.
Yeah, governments have really been putting their thumb on the scale of innovation and trying to hold back crypto digital assets, including Bitcoin. But technological progress can only be held back in the short term. In the long term, technology is moving forward. And that's what we're seeing in the markets. We're seeing, we saw today, El Salvador put out a statement saying their Bitcoin investments are in the black, yielding the country billions of dollars in profit. You mentioned Argentina just elected a pro-Bitcoin president, so we'll expect to see some moves there. We're also hearing rumors that multiple sovereign wealth funds are planning to make very significant investments in Bitcoin. So there is definitely this dichotomy happening between the open source money and closed source money of CBDCs, and we're getting a rally right now.
Yeah, and let's talk about adoption rates, because one of the pushbacks against this was the adoption rates. Aren't they picking up pretty good?
So currently today, over 56% of U.S. households own Bitcoin. So we have arrived. Wow. We're on track to have 90% adoption by the year 2029. And it is projected that when we have 90% adoption, the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million because there is that limited supply.
Let me ask you, how do you feel when you see like high-profile folks like a Kathy Wood? She's jumped on the bandwagon. She's got 5 products. She's out there tweeting about it. I was at the Nutcracker last night and saw one of the Winklevoss twins. I almost asked him, but I didn't bother. But what do you make of it? I mean, is it pro or con? Is there a contrarian element to it for you?
Well, I mean, the Winklevoss twins have been in this space for 10 years. Kathy Wood's been in this space for quite some time as well. But investors, they don't want to be left behind. They're seeing that the train is leaving the station. When you have the U.S. government is projected and estimated that the U.S. government owns 1% of all Bitcoin.
So the U.S. government owns 1% of all Bitcoin, and also
they're seeing that the train is leaving the station.
All right, Perry-Ann Boring said it, not me. Sounds quite similar, actually identical to this.
I'm also on the board of Ripple, but I want to make something very, very clear. Blockchain is here to stay. The train has left the station. You're going to hear me quoted about that all the time.
The train has left the station, guys. Of course, that's Rosie Rios on the board of directors at Ripple. So, the narrative heating up, Bitcoin price heating up, and it's all a matter of time, guys. Before we see those new highs, I do still think we need to see a significant retracement, though, for Bitcoin. I'm kind of happy that alts are not following at this moment because there still is likely a good opportunity to get into some last-minute positions. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.